My name is Michael H. Trotter. I've been practicing law for 50 years. The law profession in America has been described as an impoverished profession for the period following World War II until the 1960s. The so-called major firms were very small. Lawyers were not very well paid. There was an article in the ABA Journal in the late 50s which was entitled The 1958 Lawyer and His 1938 Dollar. And while the income of lawyers had gone up, it had not kept pace with inflation, and they had fallen substantially behind doctors and dentists. As a result of the fact that the profession was not well compensated, the number of students in law school had dropped by about 25% from the late 40s until 1960. Hourly billing certainly had a tremendous impact on the profession, and ironically, it was large corporate clients who first insisted that they be billed by the hour, and the firm's reactions generally were quite negative. The firms began to realize it might be beneficial to them. It became routine to adjust your prices to account for inflation or to exceed it, and people did not challenge that. As we added many more younger lawyers, the practice of law changed, and I think you have to ask yourself, what is different that required 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 associates for every partner? Where did all that work come from that was suitable for young and inexperienced lawyers? At some point, the growth ceased being a result of demand and became a necessity for the firms in order to maintain and increase their profitability. And in 1985, the average profits per partner, as they defined it, in the 50 largest firms in terms of revenue in the country was $305,000. That number started going up. By 1990, it was $585. Then we had the recession in the early 90s that knocked that number back down to about $550,000. And then it really shot up. The most recent figure for the top AmLaw 50 firms was $1,712,000, and that represents obviously an increase of 400 or 500%. Corporate law departments have become the dominant force in the legal profession. The cost of their outside services has, of course, gone way up. At the same time, the companies have been building their own law departments. Now the corporate counsel is more likely to say, we're going to do some of this in-house. You may do 80% of it in-house. This has changed the type of services that the outside firms are expected to provide. There's not as great a need for associates. The elite firms, I don't think, are in any real danger. It is the firms below that level that I think will increasingly have difficulty. Once the firm has started to unravel, why not walk? You can take your clients with you. I think we will have more of them go under. This is a matter of basically fundamental economics. The competitive environment has changed. Lawyers aren't going away. We clearly have too many. We're producing almost twice as many law school graduates every year as we have jobs for them. And it is inevitable that is going to drive down the profitability for many lawyers.